Well, it was a great start. I just smashed my glass, so I just had to go and pick up all the bits and pieces. I threw them right outside into the bin. Hi, Nathan. I didn't want anybody to cut their fingers if I put them in the bin in the kitchen. So it went straight outside into the bin. So hopefully none of the bin men will cut their fingers. In the old days, I used to wrap up the bits in newspaper, but of course, we never have a newspaper anymore. We don't even get the free ones. I always used to wrap glass up if it was broken, just to make sure nobody cut their fingers on it. But hey ho, we do our best, don't we? So, how are you today, Nathan? I was doing all right till I smashed a glass. It could have been worse. I could have smashed it when I was on here, and then I would have had to leave you while I went and got another glass. Yeah. Hello, so what's knitting? I never remember your name. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Hi, Amanda. I'm terrible with names. You should all know that by now. People tell me their names, and within 5 minutes of them telling me their name, I've forgotten it. You know, I'm absolutely so rude and clueless, yeah. The weather is raining. I have just lit the fire, so I'm hoping it stays alight. Let me just check. Oh, that was nearly another glass broke. My bottle of drink, not alcoholic drink, my bottle of drink does not want to stay upright today, so it keeps hitting my glasses. I don't mean my glasses, I mean my drinking glass. Yeah, yeah, I haven't been outside, so I was going to go to the shed, but I just never got there. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Sean. How are you doing? I see you've got a Billy Bigfoot like I did. I used to despair. Back in the day when my son was little and wanting shoes, they didn't cater for kids with big feet. And he used to get so upset because he wanted trendy trainers and what have you got. And of course, they didn't do them in Billy Big Feet size, you know, because he didn't only have a big feet, he had wide feet. And the only ones we could get were boring Clarks, which he hated with a passion because they were clumpy. If you all remember his Clarks' shoes from when you were a kid, they were clumpy, horrible lace up, yeah. And he used to cry, and we used to have tantrums. God, honestly, we did used to get. Hi, John. I used to dread going back to school, and of course, he needed another pair. Hi, Shad. Just beads to match my top today, nothing special. Um, you know, of course, we had to buy a pair mid-term as well. One pair didn't last all year, obviously. We'd have to have about two pairs at least, plus the pair we'd bought to start school with. Oh, I used to think to my God, you know, we need to know where, you know, basketball players buy their shoes because his feet would just grow, grow, grow. Thankfully, they stopped. Eventually, he stopped when he was about 15. But by that time, he was getting to the stage where no shoe shops, you know, stocked his size. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Trying to get kids' shoes. Yeah. Excuse me, having me painkillers. My hip doesn't like cold weather. I should tell you that. If you've got arthritis, you know what I'm talking about. I'm preaching to the converted, aren't I, here? So I don't like taking painkillers, and I hate taking painkillers, but sorry, but tonight I need them. If I nod off, can you just give me a prod? He stopped at 12, I think he was, when his feet stopped growing, Nathan. Thank the Lord, because nobody stocked. You had to go round to get a 12 and a 13. No, nobody had a 13, except in this tremendously expensive shop in Manchester that catered for people with big feet. I think it was called High and Mighty or something like that. And I thought, oh, I'm not going there. They were like triple the price of, you know, ordinary shoes. And I thought, oh, please don't get to 13s, please. Because I could still get a 12 in some shops, yeah. Anyway, he stopped. His feet stopped growing. He stopped growing and his feet stopped growing. And I all put it down to the fact he secretly started smoking. And my mother always used to say, if anybody starts smoking, it stunts their growth. Well, it did with him. At least it stunted his feet. I don't know where he got it from, because his dad only took a 7. And I, at the time, used to take a 3. So where he got his big feet from, I really don't know. Can't be in the genes, because nobody had big feet. My dad didn't have big feet. My mum had tiny, tiny feet, yeah. Oh, things are a lot easier now, Lydia, yeah. Oh, sorry, Shad, your internet's not working properly. You'd have to get a bigger aerial, love, yeah. Get something on your roof, yeah. Oh, you're an 8 and his dad's a 10. Oh, you've got no chance then. When you think I was a 3 and his dad was a 7 and he finished up as a 12, yeah. It'll be canoes with laces. Oh, my connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting. Let me have a look at my little doobry. Make sure everything's plugged in. It is raining though. I always get a dodgy signal when it's raining. Perhaps that's what's wrong with Shad. Perhaps it's raining. There's my doggy barking. She's been in about twice. I don't know what she wants. Well, I've been making a video, sorting out all my, well, I thought they were all cotton, but they're not. The cotton and acrylic mix, them little cake things. I thought, how have I accumulated so many? So I just sorted them all out. And there must be about 20 now, 20 odd. I thought, no, eBay. Had enough, done enough, not making any more shots. Had enough. So you're going to cry in your virus shawl. Well, at least you're making a virus shawl. I'm not making one. I've given up. I've absolutely given up making things. I don't know what I'm going to make for this craft fair. It'll have to be something small because nobody wants to buy anything big. So it'll be cheap and cheerful. I keep having these ideas, and I have bright, I don't know whether you do or not, have bright ideas when you're in bed. And of course, you don't have a notepad by the side of the bed because that's a bit freaky, isn't it? So you think, I'll remember that in the morning. And of course, you don't, do you? You wake up in the morning, you've completely forgot what you were thinking about. I used to do that when I used to be designing things, to sell. Because at one time, I did used to sell things. And I used to be designing things in my head when I was in bed and I couldn't sleep. And I used to think, that's a good idea. It's a really good idea. I'll do that. Well, of course, in the morning, I've forgotten. Right, I'm still doing this. I've got to do 18 inches to the armholes, and it doesn't look like 18 inches to me. So it's carry on going, isn't it? Yeah. And I don't know what row I'm on. Thankfully, I am a bit of paper and a pen kind of girl. I have a problem, you see, with the, those row counters, because I knit with one needle under my arm. And of course, under my armpit twiddles it round. So I can't be sure whether I've twiddled it or I've not twiddled it, yeah. Let me see what row I'm on. I do love these organza bags that you get from Wool Warehouse. Did you see I'd had a... Oh, that's not it. That's a hat pattern. I think that was a hint I got given a hat pattern when I was at Nixon. I did make some things for their tabletop. But when she sold one of my little headbands for £1, and it cost me that to make the darn thing, I thought, no, I'm not really in a rush to make her any more stuff. You know what they're like, little old dears, church little old dears, haven't got a clue, not of this world at all. Everything they get's kind of like donated. So, when she said, oh, it's £1. I thought, I've made 2 from a ball of wool that's cost me £2 something. I thought, no, that's the last one you get from me. Everybody else can make whatever they're making, chickens or whatever. Hi, Chris. Excuse me, I'm writing 1 to 8 on a bit of paper because that's how many rows there are in a sequence. 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoever wrote 3 lots down, I must think I'm ambitious tonight. 6, 7, 8. I'll leave it at 3 lots. I don't think I'll get past 3 lots of 8. Well, apparently I'm on row 7 apparently, so we'll carry on from there. So what have you all been doing? What you all making? What you all doing? Did anybody catch my impromptu live last night? I was so bored last night and I was trying to get some inspiration to actually start in doing that crochet hexagon jacket, which I'd left fatal with me. I cannot have works in progress. Works in progress go in a bag and die. Yeah. I don't know how you can all. I only did it for an hour. It was just impromptu, Sean. I just felt like chatting to somebody because I was a bit lonely. Everybody had gone out. There was only me and the dog. Yeah. Oh, you're 170 rows into your loom knit scarf? No, but not even halfway though, that is it. Your crochet and granny squares. I love crochet and granny squares, but of course you have the dreaded sewing all the ends in, don't you? I haven't watched. I mean to watch Tracy from Crochet Rocks. She just put how she crochets over her ends, but I haven't caught it yet. I haven't looked at it yet. I do try to crochet over my ends, and it never works with me. I always get things that poke out. Hi, Lizzie. I don't know how anybody else copes. I can darn them this way, I can darn them that way, and they still poke out. And if they don't poke out at first, by the time I do the first wash, they poke it out then. So, hey ho. So I'm back on my chunky knitting. I meant to get into the shed today, but I didn't quite get there because I was doing my video and then it went sort of cold and I thought, oh, do I really want to go in the shed where I know it will be cold? And I do need to go in the shed, but tomorrow I won't do because I'll be taking photos probably all day to put things on my Etsy. No, I keep saying Etsy. I don't mean Etsy. On my eBay. Yeah. You're on squares and virus shows. And now enjoying no... Oh, whoopee! You've got no leg pain. Shh, don't say it too loud, Sean. My son had injections in his knee and he should have been resting for 48 hours. But no, the numpty goes and drives to Preston last night, going out for a birthday tea with some friends. And he drove. So now he's in agony. It's his own fault. He got told to rest it. And of course he didn't, did he? You know, like there's 2 drivers in the family. She should have drove, yeah. Oh, never mind. I should say that stubborn is my son's middle name. Procrastination is mine. Or waffle. Not sure. Anybody else got a middle name? You know. I procrastinate that much that the time goes by and I don't get anything done. Evening, Connie. I need to make an appointment to get some meds actually, Shan, because I'm a martyr to myself. I won't take pain meds. These are not prescription. I've just taken over the counter stuff. I need to stop being a wally and get some proper pain meds and do as I'm told, yeah. You know, but no, I have to be a martyr, don't I? I have to do it all myself. Hi, young lady. How you doing? Yeah, so what's anybody else's middle name? Mine's procrastination or waffle. So is anybody else admitting? Yeah, I'm learning the hard way as well, Sean. Sean. Anybody else admitting to a secret middle name? What's your secret, not vice, but your secret problem? I don't mean that kind of a problem. You know, are you a start a lot, finish nothing? What's your nickname? What name do you give yourself? You're doing a scrappy blanket, a baby cardigan, and an English, but that's only three, isn't it? Yeah. Hiya, Kaz. You're procrastinating as well, are you, Connie? Hi, Kaz. Where have you been? We've missed you. Where have you been? You have been missed. You have been missed, Kaz. We do say every week, where's Kaz? Yeah. Oh, I'm trying my hardest, Sean, not to buy any wool. Well, yarn or whatever you want to call it. I did buy some like a purpley colour this week, but only because I've got a new pair of trousers and a skirt in the same colour, patchwork, and I needed something in like a purple. Yeah. Your middle name's Marie. No, we're talking about the other middle name that you have. Like you could be Mrs. Start a lot, Mrs. Finish Nothing, Mrs. Procrastination like me, Mrs. Waffle like me, or you could be Mrs. Paulie. It has to be your secret middle name, Kaz. Yeah, yeah, we've all missed you, Kaz. Yeah, Chris has been beside himself. Your son enabled you to buy yarn. Oh, that's good. My son keeps saying you've got too much, which I do. I do. I'll hold my hand up. Mrs. never read a pattern properly. Mrs. adapt a pattern because she always thinks she knows better. That's another one of my middle names, yeah. I read it and I think, nah, that's not right. What does she mean by that? I'll do it my way. So when people say, which pattern did you use? I'm like, well, it started off as this pattern. You're miss where did I put that? That's another of my problems, yeah. I never know where I put my phone. My friend's the same. Oh, hi, Pauline. I did send you a picture on Facebook, Pauline, an old golden oldie. I don't know whether you saw it or not. You had the pattern. I've just bought two patterns that I know I've already bought before, but I can't find the links for them and I can't find the pattern. So I've had to buy them again. That bugs me, that. When you know darn well you've bought it, yeah, but you can't find it. Hi, Ethan. I've got a yarn bath. Yeah, I sent you a picture, Pauline, on Facebook. I was going through my old photos, and it's you pulling a funny face. Yeah. You're Mr. Many Projects, right? Yeah. Or is it too many projects? I'm not that bad actually with too. I cannot do whips. I admire people who can do whips and keep track of what they're doing because I can't. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ethan. Yeah. Your middle name's Little Miss Wonderful. I was watching another lady. I can't remember her name now. She's Welsh, and she was doing so many cast-ons, and I thought, what's the point of that? Was it cast on a day for so many days? And I'm thinking, why? Would you do that? Why would you just keep casting stuff on? Don't know whether it was some kind of a cast along that she joined into or something. I don't know. But I'm thinking, what is the point of casting on 12 things? I just watched Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful. She went to this craft fair. Oh, I love the way she does them because she actually shows me more than I would see if I actually went to the event because she manages to get up to the stalls and film them, which I never can because of course I'm in my scooter and it's always bumpy and bubbly and there's always too many people. So I tend to sort of look from afar, can't see it, and then just drive on. So I did look forward to watching it. It was very good. And she bumped into our Denise dear. She bumped into Denise while she was there. So that was interesting. Oh, my finger's gone to sleep. This is a good start, isn't it, already? My fingers have gone. I've done a row. Everybody, done a row. Woohoo! I can cross off row 7. Now I'm on row 8. I don't know how long 18 inches is, but I'm sure it's not that. I'm sure I've got a bit more to do. I'll measure it when I've done this row. Oh, you're unemployed. Oh, you were doing so well as well, Kaz, weren't you? Yeah. Yeah, you can't hang about till September, can you? Well, hopefully your experience will put you in good stead to get another job. You have to look at it that way, haven't you? You've got something to put on your CV, haven't you? But it wasn't your fault you didn't get fired. You weren't unsatisfactory. You know, the place closed down. Yeah, you can't wait. You can't hang around. You can't hang, well, it did take you a while, didn't it, Cass, to get this one, so don't be despondent. When I was unemployed after I lost the wool shop, I can't tell you how many jobs I applied for. I nearly wore my shoes out one day. I walked in every shop in Manchester. Ooh, that'll be handy, won't it, Sean, if he does? I presume it's a he. One never knows these days. Yeah, I've never had a boyfriend that's ever wanted to knit and crochet. Most of them used to moan. What are you doing? You're rattling the sofa. Well, my ex-husband used to hate me knitting and crocheting. It's definitely a bloke. Just checking. Doesn't matter to me whether it's a bloke or not, Charm, but, just checking. You know, I've given up. I've given up the dating game. I've given it up as a bad job. All I get is weirdos on Facebook wanting to be my friend, and I just delete the lot of them. You have a lovely smile when it's a picture of a handbag, Weird. Oh, will you add me as your friend? No. Yeah, he's got to have plenty of money though, Cass, so he can afford to let you buy the wool in the first place. Hopefully you've got a good stash until you get your next job, yeah. At least you can buy something. You don't have to buy anything. I don't have to buy anything, really. I did because I wanted purple. Figures, me, purple. My purple sweater bit the dust before I came here. It went all fluffety. It keeps popping up on your Facebook. Well, I hope you've met him face to face. You know what they're like on Facebook, Shall. I have reached a situation, Kaz, where I am definitely got enough. Yeah. I may not have the right colour, but I've definitely got enough. Yeah. Oh, I get the weird friend requests all the time. Straight, yeah, they keep following me. Be my friend. And I'm like, no, I don't want. Hi, Magali. I don't want to be your friend. Why would I want to be your friend? I don't know you. I've never heard of you. If you're in America, what's the point? I'm never going to get to America. You're never going to get here, so no point. And I don't have any money, so don't bother asking. Yeah. If I had money, I would go on holiday. Hence, I'm selling some of my cakes of, well, it's cotton mixture. I thought it was all cotton, but it's not. Yeah. Cars, you've got enough. I'm hoping to go on holiday this year, so I thought, why would I have all that cotton mix I might have to buy a hat. Why do I have to buy a hat? I've got plenty hats in the shed that I have made that nobody bought, yeah. So I don't need to buy a hat. Oh gosh, of course they are. They're always in the military, aren't they? Hi, word true. Was it word? Oh, I can't read. Word be true. Yeah. Hello, everybody. You've been away for a while, but you're back. Hi, Trish. You're back now. Yeah, Nathan's on here. Yeah, Nathan's here. Nathan's around and about. It's Shad that's having trouble tonight. He's having trouble with his interweb. His tinterweb, yeah. It's because he's got a new house, isn't it? He hasn't got his interweb sorted out yet. My, this one today's a bit dodgy. It can be great, and yet sometimes, I mean, last night I was trying to watch some crochet videos while I was in bed, and I don't know whether it's my bedroom or what, but I wasn't picking up the signal at all. It kept getting that whirly, whirly, whirly thing in the middle. Yeah. Kaz, rinse your mouth out. How can you tell people that you're a shy one? He might come on. He sometimes does, Trish. Sometimes we get a pop in from Trev. Hi, Freaky Geek. Kaz is definitely not shy, by the way. I hate to tell you this, but she's not. Hi, June. No, we might get a royal visit from Trev. Sometimes he pops in, sometimes he doesn't, yeah. I don't know what he's up to lately, whether he's still doing his resin or where he is, yeah. And you're about as shy as me, Pauline, yeah. If you knew Pauline like I know Pauline, oh, 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 what a girl. I don't think there's many shy ones on here, is there? Shall we start singing Shy Mary Ellen, I'm shy? Where's Kazzy's fancy man? Do you mean Chris? He's on here somewhere, yeah? Chris is around. Knowing Chris, he's probably cooking his tea. No, I don't think anybody on here is shy. Is anybody shy? You do have one. What a fella. Are you keeping him quiet? Is it the fella that mows your lawn that lives next door? I don't have a fella because even all the dogs are girls. I used to have a fella because it used to be busted me dog, didn't it? But you're shy you don't talk much? Well, you're in the wrong group here then, love. Doesn't matter, we'll talk for you. Right, let me do a bit of measuring. I'm supposed to have 18 inches before I do armholes. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, I've got 17, so if I do another 8... Oh, something just hit me in the eye. If I do another 8 rows, that should bring me to 18, shouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm knitting. I'm actually crocheting, but I've got to the point in my crocheting where I need to really lay it out to know where I'm up to because I've got myself in a bit of a muddle up. You know what I mean? Mucking fuddle. That's not swearing. It's a mucking fuddle. I've got into that state with it. I need to spread it out and see where I'm going here. So I am doing some knitting at the moment. I have been known to now and again, although it's not my first choice, as you know. You're knitting another jumper with cables. Oh, you bold thing, you. There's a lady who comes to the Wednesday knit club, and she knits Aaron all the time. And she doesn't even seem to be consulting her pattern. She's quick and she's talking away there, and she's cable here, cable there, and I'm like, oh, I know they do that. They sort of full up, and then they're a, oh, your word is versatility. Oh, aren't you a clever one? Her middle name is versatility. Ooh. I told you what mine is, procrastination, because I plan to do so many things. And when I'm lying there in bed before I get up, I think today I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And then by the time I've got up and had me shower and had me breakfast, it's lunchtime, you know what I mean? And then all the ideas I had in my head have just flown away. And the trouble when you're retired is tomorrow is always there, isn't it? So it's always tomorrow. But the trouble is, like, tomorrow never comes in my flipping case, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, crochet and knitting. Yeah, that's all I do though. I mean, some people have got more strings to their bows, haven't they? Some people do cross stitching, embroidery, sewing. You know, they do all kinds of things, some people. You know, you watch them, don't you, on the YouTube, and you think, my God, she's doing such a thing today. You know, I'm going to try my best to do Tunisian this year. I can do a basic stitch in Tunisian, but I've never actually made anything. Not even a dishcloth, you know, I've never actually made anything. So that's my aim for this year. It's not a resolution. Oh, how can you make a corner to corner blanket that's massive, Kaz? That is dedication, girl. That is. You used to do all sorts of string arts, was it? Yeah. Hello, Ephraim. Hello, darling. How are you? Welcome to the posse. I'm knitting, yeah. That's your middle name, dedication. Yeah, your yarn husband's here, Sean. You need to greet him with love and tenderness. Mm. Ephraim was Sean's yarn husband well, he still is, many moons ago when Sean used to do the Saturday Night Live before I did, yeah. She'd stopped before I did. I didn't pinch her spot. Don't worry about it. We did have a discussion, didn't we, Sean? But Ephraim used to come on and he was a yarny husband, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Melly. Didn't see you sneaking in then. Yeah, Kaz has got a yarn husband as well. He's called Chris, yeah. I haven't got one. Not that I'm worried, but I haven't got one, no. Kaz and Chris sitting in the tree. Yeah, I miss Sean and her Japanese treats. The facial expressions were, she used to get these Japanese sweets sent. Some were sour, some were sweet, some were fishy, some were whatever. And she never knew what they were because they were all written in Japanese, yeah? So she'd put one in her mouth and then she'd go, ooh, or what? And her facial expressions used to be so funny. So it was the highlight. I've got one ball of wool that's written in Japanese. I should have shown it you. Shout to see if you know what it says. Oh dear. Yeah, it's like a mystery, isn't it? You just put it in your mouth and you don't know whether it's going to be salty, sweet, or whatever. Kissing is better than knitting? Nah. I'd rather, well, it depends who you're kissing, I suppose, doesn't it? Yeah. I kiss too many frogs for it to be better. Sadly, I kissed an awful lot of frogs. They might do Craft Angel because I've even got a CD, what do they call them? DVD about it. And Sue and I did sit one afternoon, both of us with a Tunisian hook and a ball of wool. And we did learn some basic stitches, and we were like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And neither of us did. Yeah. You frog too many knits. I don't frog much, actually. I do sort of follow Jay doing the stitches, but I'm not one for tutorials if I'm not doing anything, if you know what I'm saying. Like if somebody's putting a tutorial up for a hat and I'm not making a hat, I don't watch it. I might go back to it if I was making a hat, and say, right, okay. I remember somebody had a hat, yeah. But if people do a lot of tutorials, I tend not to watch them. I know it's awful, isn't it? But Shad's been on here, yeah, he's just been on, but he's having internet trouble. So he's bobbing on and off. So you might see him, Trish. He's around and about. Yeah. He's just moved house. He's gone into a tiny house, so I don't think he's sorted out his internet properly yet. Yeah, he still comes on every day, yeah. Well, every Saturday, I should say. Not every day. That would be freaky. Yeah. Yes, I don't know whether he's fishing now. He's moved, yeah. We'll have to ask him. I never asked him since he's moved whether he's near anybody, any water to go fishing. Knowing him, he will be, yeah. I know he was having a bit of trouble sorting of, it's like when you move into a new place, everything's not quite right, yeah. You still love Liam? Okay, okie dokie. I forgot you were a Liam Nielsen fan, yeah. You've got to use a much bigger hook, Ethan, and I think that's this sort of solution, like about 4 times bigger than you think it's supposed to be. I could never get my tension right both directions. I can get it right widthwise, but not lengthwise. I'm going to have another bash. I'm not going to let it beat me. I'm not making a blanket, though. Mine, it was a bit dim. I started off with a baby's cardigan, where you should start off with a scarf, shouldn't you, or something like that. You should start off small and work your way up. And it's like somebody learning to knit, saying, right, I'm making a cardigan, But me, you know how to crochet. Tunisian can't be that hard. Make a baby cardigan, I said. I did all right till I got to the armholes, and then, of course, with my tension being off, it wasn't working out with the armholes, yeah. Yeah, it looks so nice, doesn't it, Sean, when you start it? Yeah. I watch, well, she's sort of, well, not that she's goth, or she calls herself a ghoul. She's called Alt Knots, ALT Knots, KNOT. And she has this bright red dyed hair and black eyes, like, nobody's business. But she does an awful lot of Tunisian, yeah. What am I knitting? I'm knitting a sweater for myself. And chunky though, yeah. You start them off on socks. No, I didn't knit socks for quite a while. I started off with a mitten, would you believe? My mum started me off with a mitten when I was about 5, I think. Yeah, she talks a mile a minute, doesn't she? She's like, I don't know if she's ADHD or what, but she's. I know she drinks a lot of caffeine. Maybe that explains it. Maybe we should drink more caffeine. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? Yeah. Oh, excuse me. upstairs is coming through the floor. Sounds like Arian just dropped his shoes or something. I swear they wear hobnail boots upstairs. I tell you, I swear they do. I'm sure they don't wear slippers, that's for sure. I saw a little TikTok video the other day about, I think this is what the guy who lives upstairs does all day, and it showed this bloke throwing things in the air and banging, clattering pans, sliding doors like that, opening and slamming. Yeah, they're bowling in wooden shoes. They are indeed, yeah. I don't know what they're doing upstairs, but my God, they're not exactly quiet. Hey. What's for dinner, hubby? Yeah, what's for dinner, Chris? What are you making today? We can't ask Shad because he's disappeared. You're going to make in a cuppa, right? Who's for coffee, who's for tea? Put your orders in. Craft orders got the kettle on. She's got her kettle on. 2 sugars. I've just drunk mine, I think. Oh no, I've got a bit left. Cocktail hour. Oh, I wish. If I had a cocktail, you'd be finishing this live on your own. I'd have gone to sleep. I'm a poor drunk. A very poor drunk these days. You know, 1 strong drink and I'm under the table, you know. I'd be a very cheap date if he took me out onto the pub. Oh, dear. Oh, you like JD, don't you, Sean? Yeah. I think I've got a bottle in here somewhere. I can't remember whether I bought it for me or I bought it for Arian. I love whiskey when I've got a cold. There's nothing better than a hot toddy with whiskey and lemon and honey. But I don't really like drinking it, you know, as a social drink. No. It's always warm in here. Oh, well, yeah, we're always friendly. That's what you mean, yeah. A gin martini with a twist of lemon. Oh my God, have you been watching James Bond again? I do like JD. I can't drink much of it these days because, you know, I'm a very lightweight drinker. One time I could have drunk people under the table, but that was a long time ago. You know, sadly, you know. I think because, you know, if you don't drink for a long, long time, then you lose the knack, don't you? And I don't want to really build up to how I used to be. I don't want to go back to that because it doesn't do yourself any good, does it really? I don't mind a drink socially, yeah. If I drink socially, I drink a dark rum and Coke. Rum, loads of Coke, yeah. Hello, Sean the barmaid's coming out now. One of her jobs in a former life was a barmaid, yeah. A Negroni, yeah. When it's hot and stuff, I'm boring. I like things like a Pimm's, you know, without much alcohol. You know, those kind of long. Or you can get like the virgin things, can't you, without any alcohol in them now? Like the mocktails, yeah. I must get some recipes for mocktails for summer because it's nice, isn't it, to have a nice cool long drink with ice in it in the summer. Although we don't have any ice because our freezer's in the flipping garage. And I don't think we've got any ice in it. Gonna have to sort that out this summer. It sounds as though it should be non-alcoholic if it's Shirley Temple, shouldn't it? Why did I miss knitting a stitch? Why did I slip it? I don't know. Because I'm a numpty. I don't like tea of any shape or form. I've tried every tea known to man. Well, not every tea known to man, that's a lie. But all these fancy teas and stuff, you know. But I must find some mocktails for the summer. Huh? Summer. Huh? Optimistic. Yeah. Live by the seaside, hoping for some sun. Hey, Ruth. There's been very little warmth here. Hi, Rick. Very little warmth here lately. It's very breezy on the prom. Very cold. As my friend who moved up here from London just after I did, she said, why? Why did we come? We left warm places to come here. It's the kind of like when you go out, it bites into your face. It's that cold. I finish up, with a motorbike thing up to here, my hat down to there, and my sunglasses in between. Well, the driving glasses in between, because it's so cold. Ginger ale with grenadine. Is grenadine alcoholic, Ethan, or is grenadine just an additive? I'm very poor at that. Very poor at drinking. I used to have a cocktail book because I used to like to make myself something. I used to make myself a different cocktail every sort of week. That was when I was working, of course, and I could afford all the alcoholic beverages that you needed for these cocktails, yeah. I did buy some in for Christmas, but they're still there. I think some of them have got bits missing out of them, but most of them are still full bottles. I thought maybe we might get company at Christmas, but we didn't, yeah. Yeah, I thought grenadine was sort of sweet or something. I don't know. Oh, grenadine's a fruit syrup. Okie dokie. I'll be all right with that then, Donna. I'll be all right with the fruit syrup. Although I'm diabetic, so maybe not. See, I need mocktails for diabetics, which are probably water with a slice of lemon floating in it or a bit of orange floating in it. That's probably what I'm allowed, yeah. I've changed doctors. I think I told you that. So I'm waiting to see what this new diabetes nurse is like. Whether she's like Heil Hitler like the last one was. You've been a naughty girl, la 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 la. It tickles me because whenever they prick me thumb, my sugars are fine. And yet, when they do that HB1C, oh, you've been a naughty girl. Oh, tut, 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 tut. Did I get me meds? I did eventually. Apparently, Ruth, those injections, those dualicity, whatever they're called, models and people like that have been using them and injecting themselves with them to lose weight. So that's why they're in short supply for us diabetics, yeah? But a plastic surgeon has said the side effect of them is you lose the natural fat in your face. So he's seen an upsurge of people wanting like sort of injections because they may be losing the weight and having a fantastic figure, but their face age is 10 years. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Is that what happened to me? Is that what happened to Pamela Anderson? Yeah, I know. Ariane was saying it's a well-known fact that a load of models have been using it to lose weight. Well, they can get their hands off my diabetic injections. Thank you. I need it for the real reason, not the wrong one. Oh gosh. Mind you, I googled, like a wart removal, whatever. And since I Google that on Facebook, I keep getting adverts for facelifts. And I'm like, Yeah. No, I didn't want a facelift, no. Yeah, that's why there's shortages, because people are buying it, you see. They're paying probably whatever to buy it. So, I'm on metformin. It hasn't made me thin. I don't eat a lot. I really don't eat a lot. I do eat wrong, but I don't eat a lot. That's my problem, is I need to, step away from the chocolate that I do love so much. But as for, big amounts of food, no, I don't. I eat very little. Today I've had a poached egg on toast, and then we had Chinese for dinner, so I had beef and broccoli. No chips, no rice, no nothing, just beef and broccoli. And that's what I've eaten so far today. But I don't lose any weight. Ugh. But I'm not putting any on. I think it's all to do with the fact I don't move about anymore. When you walk about and run about and do things like that, you do keep your weight off. When I had the wool shop and I was fit and I didn't have all these spinal problems, I was up and down ladders, up and down the stairs, up and down everywhere. I didn't start putting on weight until I sold the shop and I went working for the job centre, and I was sat on my backside all day. And that's when the rot set in. That's when I started putting weight on. That and HRT. Go to the gym. That's one thing I have never been. I have never been a gym bunny. I've never seen the point of running on the road to nowhere and then treadmill thingies. I did go for a little while, but I absolutely hated it. I think you've got to. I used to like music and movement thing. I used to go to a kind of an aerobics class that we used to do everything to music. That's before I had the back issues. I used to love that, and I used to love water aerobics as well. But actual gym, nah, doesn't appeal. I can't see the. I don't know if anybody else goes to the gym. I just can't. Well, Zumba would be good if I didn't have the back issues. Yeah. I think I told you I decided to join the Women's Institute one time when I was in Presswich. And the one night I braved, Jama Jerusalem, it was Zumba night. Oh dear. I'm not allowed to do most things in the gym, Shan, anyway. I'm not allowed to do anything that involves pedaling with my legs. I'm not involved anything that involves lifting anything. I dated a bodybuilder once. He was weird. He had no body hair because he used to wax it all off. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. It's just strange when a man has no body hair at all. It's strange. Yeah. He didn't look unnatural. I will give him his due. He didn't look out of proportion. He was nicely proportioned. Yeah. Um, no, I can't do anything like that. No, Shiny, right. They had me sitting in a chair with a rubber band, like that, and squashing balls like that. Things that like people who've had a stroke do. That's what they had me doing, and I thought, oh. They did have me on a treadmill once, but I just don't. I just don't like the road to nowhere. I just really don't. I wish I could gently walk. I wish I could. Oh, the women who are bodybuilders, they're awful. They lose the boobies, don't they? And oh dear. Yeah. I used to like dancing. I don't mean line dancing. I used to like a bit of dancing. I used to always be dancing around the kitchen, when I was doing anything. I used to put the music on every morning, doing the housework, jazzing about. Sadly, I can't do it anymore. I just really can't. But I'd love to be able to walk. I don't mean walk a lot. I mean just walk a bit, yeah. Hi, Judy. You know, to be able to go shopping and walk round the shops. Sounds like nothing, doesn't it? But if you've got issues and your back sort of goes after you've walked about half a dozen steps, it takes the pleasure out of anything, you know. Looking at the pretty shops, just, you know, let's go home. Yeah. That's why I got my little folding scooter so I could actually go places, yeah. It's a pain in the backside because it's very heavy and I can't lift it on my own. But, oh, I know, I read something about that ballroom dancing, yeah. I think they're a bit more sedate, that's it. I can't walk the aisles. I'm not so bad if I've got one of those big trolleys that you can lean on, yeah. My son said, "Do you want me to push the shopping trolley?" I'm like, "No, give it back, give it back." He said, "It's getting heavy now, don't care, give it back. Don't make me walk on my own without the trolley." Sometimes when we go and they're doing a big shop and that, I get my own trolley. You're on two sticks? No, I can't do it without any. I can't use sticks. I tend to lean and then it hurts me back one more than that, yeah. My hip's been giving me jip, yeah. My hip's been giving me jip, waking me up in the night. You know, you turn over and you alter your position and it's like, oh, I'm wide awake now. But I don't like drugging myself up. I know I'm stupid, yeah. I'm stupid. I should take my pills and be a good girl. But I don't like that drugged up feeling. It's great for the pain, but it's bad for the brain. Well, that's rhymes, doesn't it? It's great for the pain, but bad for the brain. They put me on amitriptyline one time. I was away with the fairies. Listen, the UK is getting as bad as the US with knife crimes and God knows what else going on. I don't know what the world's coming to. Every time you open the paper, somebody's been shot, somebody's been knifed, somebody's been beaten to a pulp, you know. I can't take amitriptyline. I wish I could, but I can't, yeah. Hi, Rebecca. It doesn't agree. It gives me hallucinations and it gives me nightmares. Yeah, I'm away with the fairies on amitriptyline. They gave me another one actually. It was called nortriptyline. It was like amitriptyline, but it wasn't. I was okay on that, but they took me off all my pain meds when I started off on the injections in my spine. Yeah. Oh, it's getting bad over here, Rick. I wish I could say that England was better, but it's getting terrible just recently. Oh, somebody says they love me. Obviously, stranger. Hi, Rebecca. I've not had gabapentin, so I can't say. Yeah, I did well. I mean, I must admit, I managed quite well for walking and doing everything until I was in my 50s, my mid 50s. By the time I hit 60, I was knackered. Now I'm in my 70s, staring at 80 in the face, you know. You only love me for my body. Oh, goodness gracious. I feel sorry for you then, Ephraim. That's one thing I would never be able to catfish anybody with my body, dear. Or my face for that matter. Mm. I was thinking of getting a pink filter, you know, for when I do my lives, you know, to make me. I wish it was on a tighter control, Sean, our guns. It's not quite as daft as America. Sorry if you're in America. But we do supposedly have gun laws over here. Oh, hi, Anglesey. But unfortunately, there's always going to be illegal guns wherever you live. I wish it wasn't so, but if we lived in a perfect world, it wouldn't be, would it? But we don't. Yeah, drugs has got a lot to do with it, isn't it? You know, drugs is control, isn't it? You know, people who have these, you know, drug lords, they have their own little posse of even kids that they're using for drug running and going across what they call county lines. Yeah. You know, it's a sad world. It really is at the moment. Don't know where we'll be going next. Every time. I don't like watching the news. I really don't watch. Yeah, they did. That little girl, he was only about 14, I think, the lad who killed her, who knifed her. You know, that's what I mean, is the people who doing knifing and stuff like that are kids. You know, I mean, when I was 14, 15, I wouldn't have entered my mind to kill anybody or knife anybody. I was too busy out playing or, you know, things like, you know, I just don't understand why. I think I would have known if my son was going out with a knife about his person. I think I would have noticed. You know, if he had one about him, you would see it in his room, you would see it in his clothing, you would see it when he was going out. Why let your kid go out with a knife or a gun tucked in the trousers? You know what? Are the mothers not looking? Are they not taking any notice or what? I blame a lot of the video games. We never had any video games. They're violent, aren't they? What was wrong with Pac-Man and little things like that? You know, why do they have to be violent now? People killing everybody. Yeah, some parents don't. They don't parent. They'd rather go in the pub. They'd rather sit there watching the telly. Yeah, you're going out to, are you? Oh. There's a case in Manchester now. A kid got killed riding on a illegal scooter or something. And there's all, oh, he's such a lovely boy. He's such a this, that, and the other. He'd only been involved in stealing a car when he was 14 and mowing down and killing the bloke whose car it was. Oh, yes, he was a lovely little boy, wasn't he? No, he wasn't a lovely little boy at all. I'm sorry, but karma, he deserved what he got. If he got killed, so what? One less to bother about. And I'm sorry if nobody agrees with me, but he was definitely not a wonderful mummy's boy and it was the light of our lives. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, you know, when I see things like that, people getting killed joyriding and stuff, and I'm like, stop. If there was anything about them, if a police flagged them over, they would stop. So if they get killed, I'm sorry, it's not the police to blame. Because if they carry on careering round, racing like boy racers, they're going to kill somebody. Or the devil made you do it. He's still a pain in the arse, and he's 54 on Monday. They don't improve, I hate to tell you this, Sha. They don't improve. When they get to be a teenager, they're vile. Can we talk about something nice? I suppose we can. What are you going to talk about? We're going to talk about balls, are we, Sha? Sha wants to talk about balls. Hi, Isaac. My weekend so far has been quiet, really. Quiet. I don't think she means those kind of balls, Kaz. Hey. Do you know I'm getting hot? I think that fire must be roaring. It is. It's roaring away there. Yeah, we could have tension balls, you know. It gave us those when I worked at the job centre. Hi, Brandon. They gave us those when we worked at the job centre, and blimey, did we need them? Yeah. Squash balls, stress balls. I kept mine for ages till the dog got it, yeah. When I left work, I brought it home. I thought, well, they've given it me, I'll bring it home. And the dog thought it was his and chewed it up. Yeah. Chewed up my stress ball. Yeah. I've got a cough. I was just going to eat my crisps as well. Tra la la la. I saw it advertised in a window and it was next to a book called How to Kill Your Family. Oh dear. I think somebody's sense of humour in the bookshop, yeah. I'm not going to read his book. And I'm not going to listen to his waffle on the telly. I'll just keep me well away from him because, nah. Oh, God. And did you sit and listen to it, Donna? Did you listen to all that waffle? Jackanory, tell us a story. Blimey. He's been proved to be a liar, hasn't he, all the time? Yeah. He's been proved. Half of the things he says in it's a liar. Lies. He's been proved. I don't want to watch it. Not interested. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less, and I hope he don't come to the coronation. If I was down there, I'd throw a tomato at him. I'd pelt him with cabbages. He wants the cash. Well, tell him to get a flipping job like everybody else then. Instead of dishing the dirt. Well, making things up, let's just say. It's not even dishing the dirt. It's not even true. He's been proved to be a liar by so many people. So, I don't want to read about it. No, I can't stand them. He did get a job doing what? Doing what? He got a job making a twit of himself, that's all I know. Information about ADA. Oh, give over. Oh, poor little lad done. Poor little lad done. Yeah. If I'd have had his upbringing and all of his money and all of his whatever got, I'd be poor little Harry and all. Yeah, right. Go away. He'll take the bloody money, won't he? Sorry for swearing, but he'll take the money. All right, Trish. See you later. Grabbing. That's all he's interested in. Is money, money, money. He's a grabbing beggar. Take his. Yeah, well, you do have ADHD. We're not saying, but to make him an ambassador of it, he's just a load of, yeah. We're back to the subject again, balls, aren't we? I'm sure if he'd have had it when he was a kid, he would have had all the counselling and the treatment and everything in the world because they had the money for it, didn't they? He doesn't have to wait for national health. He would have had counsellors at his fingertips like that if he'd have really had it. That's why I don't believe him. Balls, as we said before. All the people who are in the army with him now are all saying, he's a liar. Yeah. They're all saying what he's saying never happened, never did. He's a liar, yeah. If you can lie about one thing, you can lie about everything. That's what my opinion is. I used to like him when he was a kid. Megan, oh God. Poor little hard done to. You can keep her. You can keep them both in America. I'm sure you don't want them, but you can keep them. You can keep them. I do hope they don't come back from the coronation. But it's Archie's birthday, so of course that's more important. So they'll stay home. I hope. I flipping hope they don't come. Oh, well, she was never Hollywood actress. She never saw Hollywood, did she? The nearest she probably got to Hollywood were driving through it, yeah. I can't stand their Kardashians either. They wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for the father's money, would they? Yeah, the rebels of my generation are mostly dead now, actually. People who were rebels back then. Rebel without a clue. There was somebody on the TV the other day talking about the 27 Club or something, all these so-called celebrities who all die when they're 27, like Amy Winehouse and everything. I thought, yeah, but if you look at it, they probably all died from drugs or drink or something. I don't think any of them have died of natural causes at the age of 27. So why make them into, deities? There's a lot more people who have really got things wrong with them, like kidney diseases and stuff like that, who die at 27 and nobody bothers even saying hello to them. Yeah. If they didn't die of drugs, they died by going too fast, didn't they, in a car and killing themselves, like James Dean. Speed freak. Amy Winehouse, she drank and drugged. She did it to herself, yeah. Most of them did. Let's face it, most of them did. You think of all the people who died young, people who collapsed and died in the street and stuff like that. Amy was a goddess. Amy was a drunk. She was off a trolley on drugs, yeah. Well, hello, Rosie. Hello, Rosie Kearns. Are you going for a wee-wee? Go for a wee-wee. She might have had a voice, but she spoiled it, didn't she? She had everything in front of her. Trixie, you're supposed to be going for a wee. Come on. Trixie, come on for a wee. Your mummy's shouting you for a wee-wee. Come on, Trixie. Off you go. Off you go, Trix. Those dogs can smell crisps through a closed door. They're terrible. That's what makes it all the more sad, though, Shan. When they have a good voice, they've got a talent. Yeah, they ruin it, don't they? Paul Anka, he must be about 80 something now. I don't understand most of the music today. I'm old-fashioned. I'm not quite old-fashioned like Bing Crosby, you know, but I do like music with something. Yeah, I'm just not into most of the music today. But that's my age, isn't it? I used to listen to Paul Anka back in the day, but I don't think he's done much lately, has he? What am I munching? Walker's Crisps, ready salted. Oh, they're not light ones, these. We usually have the lightly salted. These are ready salted. I like certain music. I can't say I like much of the modern music. I'm just, but it's my age, isn't it? You know. I can remember my dad saying the same thing about the Beatles, you know. What's this rubbish? No, I was never a groupie for the Monkeys. That was my son. My group of choice was always the Everly Brothers. I absolutely adored the Everly Brothers. I was never a Rolling Stones or a Beatles fan, really. Although I did go and see both of them. Saw the Rolling Stones and saw the Beatles. When I was young and I had money, before I was married, I used to go to these shows, yeah. But they didn't cost us stupid money like they do now. The tickets were expensive, but they were always within my grasp. Even though I didn't get a whole lot of money, I was always on minimum wage. But now, I mean, you know, I wanted to go and see Il Divo. I mean, as it happened, I didn't book it because I couldn't afford it, but he didn't, because unfortunately one of them died in Manchester, didn't he? But it was £200 for a ticket to see Il Divo. And then it got cancelled, didn't it? Because, you know, unfortunately he caught COVID and he died. £200 it was for a ticket to see Il Divo. And even then he couldn't get one. Oh, Madonna's a bit past it now, isn't she? She should hang up her tights and stop being, you know, put some clothes on. She's making a fool of herself. She's acting like she's 12, you know. She's about 70 now, isn't she? For goodness sake, at your age, woman. She's got all this woo, hasn't she? And she's shaved her eyebrows off. She looks like an egg. Yeah, I know. I would have liked to have seen Andrea Bocelli, but I don't think he's been to Manchester. I've got all of his CDs, Andrea Bocelli. But I do love Il Divo. I don't know, it's quite the same now. The other one, you know, he's passed away, Carlos. Yeah, I'm sure people would like Madonna a lot more if she wasn't showing her backside all the time. You know, why does she have to prance about showing her backside? She's about 70, isn't she now? Come on. Grow up. She's not a granny. I've not heard any of her recent stuff, Rick, so I don't know whether she's still got it or she's lost it. I don't know. She used to be okay. She used to get away with prancing about showing her backside when she was about 30, even 40. But now, come on, girl, cover up. It's like Rod Stewart, he's lost it now, and Elton John's lost it. You know, why don't they just give up? They've made a load of money. Why don't they just give up and retire? Rod Stewart can't sing a note. And who was it was on? Was it Diana Ross that couldn't sing? Yeah, Cher's another one she needs to cover up and stop being so stupid. He's been doing a retiring tour album since about 10 years ago. I think when they start losing the voice and they can't hit the high notes, they should give it up. They've made enough money in their lifetime. They should stop being so greedy. Stop wanting to perform when they're 80 or something. They probably are addicted to the limelight and the fame, like me. I'm addicted to the limelight and the fame. Ha ha ha. Don't we all wish we had a bit of limelight and fame? Oh, your tea's ready. Okie dokie. I'm one of these people, northern born and bred. And I'd be thinking, you know, oh yeah, I've got fame and fortune, it's not going to last. I could do with investing my money or getting a good pension plan. You know, I'm kind of a little bit more level-headed. I wouldn't be buying, you know, sort of Louis whatever shoes and stuff like that. You know, I'd be thinking about, oh, the taxman's going to need to get paid next year. I need to put so much away for the taxman. So many people who have all this fame and that, when it goes sour, they owe millions to the taxman because they haven't thought about it. They haven't thought, oh, the money that's coming in is not mine. The taxman's going to want X number next year. You know, whereas I'm practical, I'd be saying, oh, I need to put so much away. You know, oh, it's like the footballers, you know, the ones who've got any sense have always invested their money or gone into something else. But the ones with no sense have just bought loads and loads of fancy houses and cars and stuff like that. And then when it all goes sour, they're bankrupt, aren't they? You know, you need to think for the future. That's what I would be. I'm too practical. I will never be fame and fortune, but if ever I was, I'd be still thinking about next year. Yeah, David Beckham. I mean, David Beckham doesn't do much now, does he really? But he's still got all the money. He's obviously invested well or done something. He's had enough sense in his head not to go stupid. I mean, Victoria's supposed to be losing money hand over fist with that blinking designer thing she keeps doing. I think she's always ever been a drain on him, hasn't she? She's never actually earned any money. Yeah, he did, but I mean, by and large, Beckham's made his money, hasn't he? He hasn't played any football for years. Yeah, Phil Collins, like, he's crippled up into with arthritis. He can't hold his drumsticks now or anything like that. Down at, oh yeah. Who, Phil Collins? Oh, David Beckham. I don't think Phil Collins has got any hair left, of he? I'm at a stage where I'm downsizing it from now. I'm trying to be practical and thinking you do not need all this yarn. I've got about 20 yarn cakes on the dining room table ready to be photographed tomorrow and put on eBay. Hang on, when I get my drink. Oh. Mm. As soon as I broke the first glass I had, just before my live started, I kicked the glass and it smashed. So I was picking up glass everywhere. I like plain food. I like beans on toast, egg on toast. I don't want all this fancy stuff. My aero needle, my will, right? I'll get it put in. I shall tell Sue because Sue's inheriting most of my stuff when I go. Although she doesn't knit, so she can knit, but she doesn't knit. Beans on toast are actually very nourishing. They're very good for you. It's all that fibre, isn't it? You know, it might make you, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with beans on toast. Oh, you got to chat Kaz up. She's got aero needles as well, Ephraim. I don't have as many aero needles as I used to because I break them. No, we're not talking about green beans or black beans. We're talking about baked beans in tomato sauce. I don't think in America you get. Oh, Craft Angel, thank you. I don't think you get beans on toast like we get beans on toast. I don't think they call them baked beans, do you? You have different beans to what we do. When I talk about beans on toast, people go, "Oh, you put beans on toast?" I think they're thinking of green string beans or something like that. Or maybe the black beans that they use in like Caribbean recipes, something like that. Let's see who. Oh, cowboy beans, is that what they're called? Or you mean like blazing saddles? Man, in America they put maple syrup on everything, don't they? I've never known anybody put maple syrup on bacon. Ooh. Why would you put sticky maple syrup on bacon? Ooh. Tomato sauce, yeah, brown sauce, yeah. But maple syrup, why would you put it on bacon? I never understand that. My dad went mad when he went to America. Sausage and pancakes have got me. Ugh. I've never had a McD's breakfast. In fact, it's about 5 years, maybe 10 years since I had anything from McDonald's. I think the only reason we went to McDonald's was we had grandchildren with us, great grandchildren in my case. But I've never been in McDonald's. And I did regretfully order KFC once since I've been here. I was on my own. And I ordered KFC. Oh, God, it was disgusting. I don't know whether it varies from KFC to KFC. I remember having it in Prestwich and it wasn't that bad. But this one here was, ugh. It was disgusting. The only fast food we ever have here is they have pizza. I don't. And sometimes we have Chinese. I used to like their, in McDonald's, I used to like their, what they call them. They don't seem to make them anymore, McFlurries. But they never had them. They always kept saying the machines broke whenever you went in. Apparently somebody who used to work at McDonald's said it's because the machine takes so long to clean, has to be all scalded out and everything, that they don't want to do it. So that's why they don't do them. That's why they don't do the McFlurries anymore. It's bits of kids, isn't it? They don't want to do it. Huh. I have now got a notification telling me that I've gone live. Excuse me, but you're an hour and a half too late. I don't like filter coffee. I really don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is they don't want to clean them, do they? The McFlurry machines, because they're all bits of kids, aren't they? If you go in a McDonald's, there's nobody there over the age of 20, even the manager. We still can't send anything abroad. I've got a lady who's, I haven't taken the money off her because I won't take the money till I know I can send it. She's bought a jacket from me in Canada. I can't send it. And she's saying with Tracy Crochet Rocks, she sells wool. Well, yeah. And she's got people who've ordered things and she can't send them. It's losing all these small businesses money because people are saying, oh, use DHL, oh, use this. They're twice the price. It would cost me £18 to send this jacket by Royal Mail. It would probably cost me about 30 to send it any other way, which means I get no profit whatsoever. No, it won't do, Ethan. It'll be stuck. Nothing is coming. It's been now 4 weeks. Nothing has left this country going to America. Nothing. They're saying they've been hacked, that somebody wanted 9 million. Some Russian whatever wanted 9 million to unhack them. I don't know what's happening. But we still can't send anything. We don't have takeaways very often, Kaz. It's only because nobody cooked today. My idea of a takeaway is fish and chips. Yeah. That's dear these days. That's very expensive these days. And I miss my chippy. I got a birthday card from November in January. It depends how they sent it, Ephraim. I could send things. I think it's DHL or something else I could send them. But instead of costing me, what, £18 for the postage, it would cost me about 30. And I just can't do it. Luckily, my lady knows me very well, and she said, it doesn't matter, Jan, send it when you can. She kept up with the news. She knows the situation. She knows I'm not lying to her. But I mean, there must be an awful lot of small businesses that are suffering. It depends where Hobbycraft posted it from. You see, they may not posted it from England. Eating out, yes, yes, right on my doorstep. I could eat any kind of eating establishment. It was a cafe culture where I lived. I only had to go up the street, and I had the choice of about 12 different restaurants. Here, no. We're actually going somewhere on Monday for my son's birthday, but I don't know where we're going. My daughter-in-law said we're going out for dinner. Do you want to come? So I thought, yeah. But I don't know where we're going. I can't wait to go back to Manchester. I can't wait. It will only be for a few days, but I'm so looking forward to it. Warmth, people, shops. It'll be like paradise going back. There's no shops around here. There's a few in Blackpool, but I hate Blackpool. Absolutely loathe it with a passion. It's like the worst bit of Manchester. There's dropouts and druggies everywhere. Dropouts and druggies on every street corner. Oh, they've got all kinds of food to choose from in Prestwich. You've even got Caribbean in Prestwich, which don't have anything around here. I'm staying in a hotel or a travel lodge. I can't stay with my niece. Not that she wouldn't have me, but she's got the staircase that's like the north face of the Eiger. Plus the fact I know she's my niece, but I don't know her husband all that well. So I would prefer to sleep in a travel lodge where I've got my own shower and everything like that, Because I get up in the middle of the night, how ladies of a certain age group are. So I wouldn't want to be faffing about, waking him up by pottering about in the middle of the night, flushing the toilet and God knows what else. So I'd rather go and stay in a travel lodge. I think she was relieved when I said I would. It's the same when I go to see Sue. I've already told Sue, I'm not coming to stay with you. I'm coming to see you, but book me into a travel lodge or a bed and breakfast. Book me somewhere, I prefer, the sort of comfort of being able to plug my CPAP machine in, having my own shower, having my own toilet, I prefer that, and someone to charge my scooter. That's what I prefer. I'm getting old. I like my comforts, yeah. I mean, it's okay here because they live upstairs. I live down, so I can charge my scooter up in the garage, have a shower when I want one. You know what I mean? I'm not waking anybody up if I get up in the middle of the night because they're upstairs and they're fast asleep. And they don't hear me because they're both deaf. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm not going yet because my sister-in-law is moving to London End of February, fingers crossed, or beginning of March. So my niece is helping her to move first before I go over there. I don't even understand what switch is. What the heck is switch? Switch to me is something that you turn a light bulb on with. Oh, I'm so old-fashioned, aren't I? I still don't understand TikTok. Except there's usually great big fat women wobbling about all over the place. And somebody's saying, do you see this? And I'm looking at it and thinking, see what? Oh, if it's a game machine, I wouldn't understand it, Rick. You know me. Oh, I'm going to visit Berry Market for sure. I am. I shall be there. I'm going to go hopefully when I'm on my way, kind of on my way home, and then I'm going to get some fish and stuff. And then, you know, if I bring it, put it in my niece's fridge or something until I'm coming home. Because I know we live in a so-called fishing town, but you can't get, well, you can get fish here, but it's just the price of it is ludicrous compared with what I used to pay in Berry Market. I know things have gone up since I was over in Prestwich, but it's only 2 years. And I'm darn sure that I can get fish and stuff a lot cheaper than I can over here. So I shall come back loaded up. I might even bring my son some black pudding back, because they've got a black pudding stall at Berry Market. And that's confused everybody in America now. What's a black pudding? Dee-dee. My son loves black pudding. I'll be bringing him back. No, it won't be white pudding. It'll be black pudding. I'll be bringing him back. For my son, he likes it with his breakfast, yeah. I'll be bringing him black pudding back. It's a delicacy from Bury. It's famous all over the place, Bury Black Market. They have fruit and veg stalls like nowhere else, and the fish and the meat, yeah. I miss it. I used to go with my wheelie. When I could walk, I used to go with my wheelie. Push me wheelie all the way around. Fill it up. Come back. Divide all my meat and fish up in little bags, individual, write on them with a Sharpie what date it was and what was inside the bag. Seal them all up and put them in the freezer. It used to save me a fortune, that. I never bought meat from the supermarket. I used to always get it from Berry Market. I used to spend maybe 30 or whatever. 30 quid. I used to go Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, when they were selling it all off and they were barking, you know, shouting at odds. Yeah, ladies, a full salmon here. You get them everything for a very little amount. Full one for about 6 quid. I mean, talking a massive, massive salmon, because I didn't want to keep them, yeah. Here, there's nothing. Nothing. I cannot understand why there is not a fish stall on the market. Apparently, there's a big fishing shop somewhere if I go and find it, but it's way over the other side of town. But that's supposed to be more reasonable for price. But I mean, the fish in supermarkets here is just ridiculous. But I'm on my own, really, because I don't think they like the fish as much. They don't get it much anyway. I love fish. What piece am I working on? I'm working on that sweater. You know that it's chunky. It's all cable. That one. That one. I made it when I was 17, so I'm making it again now. Yeah, I made it first of all in that lovely lilac that's on the front cover. But I didn't have any lilac in the shed, and as I'm on a no-buy situation, I might buy some lilac if this one turns out okay. And when I know how much it takes, because of course it was in. It's an old pattern. So I managed to get an original one off Etsy. I bought the pattern from Etsy, yes I did, and I got the original pattern, which is rare, isn't it? I didn't have any lilac in, it's chunky, I didn't have any lilac chunky. And I didn't know how much it was going to take, because of course the instructions are all in ounces, so I picked this colour because I have loads of it, so I knew I had enough. So I'm keeping tally of how many 100 grams I'm using, so when I want to buy some chunky, I'll know how much to buy. Because you know me, I like lilac, yeah. I could do 2 double knits together, but I tend to split it if I do that. I don't even have any double knitting lilac, believe it or not. I've got a lot of purple in the shed, but I didn't want purple. I wanted lilac here. When I say I've got a lot of purple, it's all in different kinds of yarn. I've just bought some purple from Wool Warehouse. I've just bought 500 grams. I hope you told him no, Rick. You didn't read him, and you don't want to. Apparently, the popularity has gone from plus down to minus now. That might be a bit thick for super chunky. I don't think super chunky is twice chunky. I don't know. I really don't know, Sham, but I don't think it's double chunky. I've had some super chunky though. This is actually quite thick for chunky, which is okay because this pattern is actually technically too small for me. But I can see it's not going to be because it's quite a thick chunky, this. I've never heard of it actually. It was Trentino Chunky Patents. I've obviously had it in my stash for a long time. Oh, if anybody asks me have I read, I'm going to put no money in his coffer. Why would I put money in his pocket by buying his book? Anybody seen Rob? He did come on about 3 weeks ago. I think he popped in. Yeah. He's still doing his videos. He's still got videos. Not him personally, you know, putting videos up, but it's not him. It's usually plugging somebody else, isn't he? Although he did do a live once where I actually saw what he looked like, yeah. Yeah, he went on a live with him. Lydia now. I tell you I haven't seen for a while, Enid. I haven't seen Enid. She's not been on here for ages, has she? Which is rare. We usually get Enid, don't we? No, Enid's been missing for weeks now. She must have gone off us all. Mind we've not had the squirrel raid today, have we? Obviously somebody more interested than me is having a live, yeah. I'm not sure. I really don't. I don't think I've used. I have used Super Chunky. I think I made a hat once. Are you going to bed now, Isaac? Yeah. Nighty nighty. Say hello to the Pidgeys. No, I think he's given up on us now, Kaz. Um, yeah, I'll tell you another time, Kaz. Oh, Miriam Margolis, she's a character, isn't she? My God, but she can swear. She can swear like a trooper. It doesn't matter if she's on television or anything, she has some blinds, doesn't she? She just comes right out with what she's thinking. She doesn't have a filter, does she? I was watching her on TV when she was with, who was she with? Alan Cummins, wasn't she? Up in Scotland, and then they went to America, didn't they? Yeah, I mean, she just doesn't pull her horns in. She just swears like anything. And when she's on live, they can't bleep her, can they? Huh? She just doesn't care. She just says what she thinks. Gosh, I'm getting hot now. That fire gone red, haven't I? Yeah, I have never watched any of the Harry Potters, but I believe she is, yeah. Oh, hiya, Jeannie. Designs by Jean. Or Jeannie. Is it Jean? Jeannie? Oh, I can't put my knitting down. It's too heavy. I want to take my cardi off because I'm sweatery. Ladies do sweater. Or is it perspire? Oh, gosh, I'm hot, hot, hot. Yeah, she was in Call the Midwife. I liked her in that. Oh, gosh. I bet they had to do a lot of editing because she was supposed to be a nun. I bet they had to say no swearing. I know she's only little because Alan Collins isn't. I think he's about 6 foot, Alan Collins, yeah. Well, I'm glowing a lot, Craft Angel. Glowing a lot, yeah. I've got the door shut and I've got the fire is still glowing. You can see it. It's I get called Jeanette. My scooter man calls me Jeanette all the time. And I keep saying it's Janet. And then he keeps saying, yeah, Jeanette. I just go, yeah. When he phones me up, he goes, Jeanette. And I go, yeah. Some people call me Jane. I get called all sorts of things. But Jeanette is the usual one. You had to turn your heating off. My goodness, Kaz. Don't go bold. It's warmed up a bit here, but I wouldn't say it's warm. It's a bit warmer than it's been, yeah. You get called Jan. I don't. I get called Jan sometimes, but mostly I get Jeanette or Jane or anything. Oh, I'm getting hot. I'm going to have to put my knitting down. I want to finish this 8 rows, though, before I put my knitting down. And then I'll know where I'm up to, because I know I'm up to the armholes then. Once I've done this. I have to remember to say Sean, because it's quite sort of rolls off your tongue to say Sean, yeah. I've got a cousin called Jean. She'll be 80 soon, I think, if I remember rightly. I lose track of everybody. I've got that many cousins, I lose track of who's who and who's what and how old they all are. Yeah. Oh, I'm hot. Oh, look how pink I am. First time I've had any colour all week. It's because I'm hot. If I was in my old house, I would switch my fan on, but since I don't have one. Well, I do actually. I have a fan somewhere. I just think it's in the conservatory. I look flush. I'm red as a don't know what. It's hot in here all of a sudden. I can't open the door because the dogs will hear me and then they'll come down, and I don't want the dogs in. So I keep the door shut, so that means I'm hot now. And I can't open a window because then I would be cold. Oh, Jane Fonda advertising beauty creams to keep the wrinkles away when she's had I don't know how many facelifts. Miracle cream, my backside, yeah. So the facelift she's had. Oh, I'm looking very pink, aren't I? Ooh, very, very pink. Makes a change from white, doesn't it? One more row, then I'm going to put my knitting down for the night. I've had enough then. I'm up to the armholes and I'm not doing armhole shapings while I'm talking. You have climate change because of racism? She always was a bit of a flake. Oh, yeah, we used to have one of those, yeah. With a leotard. Gosh, that's going back a bit. We're still married. I was still married when she used to do the Jane Fonda workout, yeah. With a teeny weeny leotard and tights, yeah. Yeah, we bought the record, but the trouble was when you were doing she was telling you the exercises, you weren't looking at them because it wasn't a DVD around. But when you started doing the exercises with her, the needle on the record would keep jumping because we had a wooden sprung floor. So you couldn't really do her exercises. Oh, the Green Goddess, she was good, yeah. Do you remember Mr. Motivator? He's about 80 now as well, isn't he, Mr. Motivator? He's still as fit as a fiddle, though. He was on telly not long ago. And there used to be another lady, she was Australian, it was called Bump with Becca. Nothing to do with Boris Becker. Bump with Becca. And she was very good. It was an exercise book. It was long before tapes and CDs and stuff like that. You bought the book and she had exercises where she was showing you how to do things. And it was back in the days when we had the 3-day week and all the power cuts. So me and my ex-husband used to get the book out and we'd be doing our exercises. And I think I told you that it was sprung floor. So the sprung floor must have sprung to next door as well because we were a semi-detached. And she said to me one day, I'm not being nosy, but what do you and your husband do at night when the lights are off and your candle lit? I started laughing. I said, no, not what you're thinking. I said, it's Bump with Becca. So I had to show her the books. Oh, yeah, Mad Lizzie used to be on telly, didn't she? Well, Bump with Becca was a bit like Mad Lizzie, but older, yeah. A bit of a green goddess, but long, long time ago. Richard Simmons, no, he never really made it to the UK. We knew who he was, but he was alright. What's it, wasn't he? Bit of a crazy, wasn't he? A tiny little thing with his vest and his little pants on. I don't think he was ever very popular over here, that. It's all that, what you call Joe Wicks now, isn't it? When it was locked down and he did all those programs every day on YouTube. They've just had another baby girl, haven't they? He's got 3 now. Oh, I know, he's very wimpy, isn't he? I don't know, is he still around, that Richard Whatnot? He had that big fuzzy hair, didn't he? Ah, that'll be where everybody is then. They'll all be watching Granny D then. That's why I've got no squirrels today then. You can always tell when somebody's uploaded something because the squirrels don't come on. Oh dear, I'm so hot. Who cares about what, Rob? Rick, sorry. Oh, don't you start. Somebody else was trying to put me up in competition about somebody else. I have no competition with anybody. People do what they want. People make videos when they feel like it. People come and go as they feel like it. You know, I'm not in competition with anybody. I don't grow my channel, as they say, by going on other people's channels saying, come to mine, come to mine. I don't do that. People like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. Yeah. A costume set, one can dress as a squirrel and one can dress as a nut. Why? Why would anybody want to do that, Rick? One thing I've never understood, I only saw it once on the telly, were people dressed up as furries. I don't mean fairies. Furries, as in furry animals. I think it was on NCIS or something. There was a murder and they were all dressed up as badgers and squirrels and stuff. Oh, Sheila. I watch Sheila. She's fine, Sheila. I've got no arguments with Sheila. What the heck? Yeah, so what's the sex thing? What have I missed here? Who's going to bust who? What? What? Oh, you mean the squirrels and things? I don't know. I'm obviously very naive. Oh, Sheila, yeah. No, I've no problems with Sheila. I watch her, in fact. Oh, the furry people, yeah. See. No, I watch Sheila. I admitted I don't knit much. And when I'm knitting now, I'm telling a lie, but she knits like the clappers, doesn't she? She starts a baby cardigan, and then 2 seconds later, she's finished it and she's on the next one. A squirrel fetish. Oh, I've not got one of them. Right, I'm not doing any more now. I'm up to the armholes. up to the armholes now. So that's the end of that. I'm not doing any more tonight. Oh, God, we've got that on the telly over here, where they're showing everybody's whatnots. I turned over I was going to watch a programme, and I turned over about 5 minutes too soon for this programme. And there was this man's bully like looking at me. I thought, what on earth is this? Naked Attraction or something. I thought, ugh. Why would you want to choose a man like by that? I mean, that is, I suppose it depends what you're looking for. If you're only looking for that, maybe you do want to only see that bit of him. But yeah. I don't watch a lot of stuff like that. I don't watch Love Island. I don't watch this something called Cabins or something where they're all in different cabins. I don't watch any of that wannabe stuff. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Who the hell are they? Never heard of them. A lot of rubbish, isn't it? You turn on the telly and you look from one side, and people are like, oh, I've got to watch Love Island. And I'm like, what? Lady C, you mean Colin? Lady Colin whatnot? The one who says everything horrible about Harry. Yeah, I like her. She's not bad, she's truthful. She's on the in. Lady, what's she called? Colin something or other. Lady Colin something. She married an aristocrat, even though she was technically born a male, but she's a female, yeah. I know, I didn't know he was there, Harry, and pulling faces. Lady Colin Campbell, that's it. She's very truthful, though. She is truthful. Whatever she says, she might be a bit rough around the edges, but she's in with the royal circle, so she knows what's going on. But she doesn't pull a punches. She doesn't have to kowtow to anybody and pretend to be nice to people. She just says what she thinks, which is refreshing. She doesn't have to, be silenced, let's say. She is a great character, yeah. I pay for the TV license because, well, I do watch it. I don't watch Sky, Netflix, I don't like that. I won't pay for subscriptions. I pay my TV license, that's it. I don't pay for Sky anymore. Yeah, we're going somewhere on Monday. I don't know where. I just got asked just before the live started by my sister-in-law. Sister-in-law? No, my daughter-in-law. She said, we're going out for Ian's birthday on Monday. Do you want to come? So I just said, yeah. I'm not paying for Netflix. I'm not paying for all that stuff. I pay for nothing. I watch YouTube. I watch BBC Catch Up. I watch ITV Catch Up. Anything you have to subscribe to, I won't have it anymore. I'm not wasting my money watching Tribe. I used to pay, £43 a month. It's probably gone up now for Sky. And when we came here, Arian said, do you really want Sky? I said, no, I'll try doing without it. There was a few programmes that I did miss, I must confess. But they were mostly more documentary type of things that I missed. Hi, Mima. Nothing, because I didn't have the movies. I didn't have the sports. I didn't have the cartoons. I didn't have anything like that, yeah. I just had the basic Sky package. £43 a month. It was ridiculous. But I do miss one or two programmes, like I miss the geography programme and something else I used to watch. But I'm not paying £43 just to watch one channel, yeah. Oh, I never had Disney. You had to pay extra for the Disney. It's just too much money, 43 quid when you're a pensioner. I could do better with my £43, thank you. No, I don't have Disney. I don't have sports because I don't watch sports. Don't have Disney. What else is there that you could pay for? Loads of things you could pay for, I presume. And now they're all advertising this channel, that channel, the other channel. And I'm thinking, no, if it's not free, I ain't doing it. You can find it on every other places anyway. Well, I used to like watching Gold, yeah. I mean, I do miss certain channels, but I don't miss some £43 a month's worth, you know. Oh, hiya, Julie. You've got your 8-year-old grandsons to sleep. Have you bopped them on the head with a rubber hammer? That's what my mum used to say when my son wouldn't go. I don't pay for YouTube. No, my YouTube's free. And I don't pay for Netflix, yeah. Yeah, well, I used to say to my mum, you know, Ian can't go to sleep. And she said, bop him on the head with a rubber hammer. I could buy a lot of yarn with that. You're right, Kaz. I'm not doing though. I'm trying to sell it. Watch out for my eBay. I should be putting an ad on. I'm only putting it on. Well, I'm going to put it on bidding, not buy as. But I'm only putting it on as the bidding as what I actually paid for it. So if people do pay me more, that would be nice. But you know, but they're just gathering, taking up room in here. I went a bit mad. They were all on bargain prices, so I went a bit crazy. I mean, some of the cakes, you know, different brands of cakes, some of them are 11 and £12 a cake. I'm like, what? A Facebook Live. I'm hoping to do a Facebook Live when I'm trying to flog some of my ready-made crochet. I've got a shed full of it, yeah. What name to look for? I think it's Crochet Lady 0161, but I will put a link on my Facebook when it's up. I've got to take photos. It got a bit dark tonight, and it also my camera was running out of battery. So I thought, well, I might as well wait for daylight tomorrow because the electric light alters the colours too much, and I don't like people to bid on what they think is the colour and then be disappointed when it arrives. Yeah, you know, I try to get it as true as I can because the camera always lies, doesn't it? And then people's monitors lie. I mean, I've ordered so many things online, and then when they come, they're nothing like the colour you thought they were. But, you know, hi, Susan. Excuse me. The worst one is that Sheen. Is it Sheen, Shine? They always manage to make their things look a lot darker coloured, and then when they come, they're like pasty imitations, yeah. They're never the right colour for me. Chris is probably cooking his dinner. He's probably around and about. You know what Chris is like. He'll be lurking somewhere cooking. They're always around. Nathan will be around if you mention it. Chris will be around if you mention him. The only one who isn't is Shad, because Shad's having trouble with his internet. There you are. See, I told you Chris would be cooking. Yeah. I knew he'd be around. He's always around, aren't you, Chris? Yeah. I don't know how far away his internet is from the kitchen, you see. It could be in the kitchen, couldn't he? I don't know what his setup's like. Maybe he has a separate kitchen. Maybe he has a kitchen that's attached to his lounge. I don't know. Some people have all-in-ones, don't they, where everything's all together, and other people have separate rooms, like us. Because I couldn't cook and be on here because, like, my kitchen's the other side of that wall, yeah. Do I ever look at Pluto? Nah. Why do you have to pay for Pluto? Is it free? I only look at things on the PC or what's on the telly that my son's put on the telly. I used to have YouTube on the telly, but it started going funny, so he took YouTube off my telly. So I've got to watch it on here now. But this is a telly screen. This is that big. So I watch catch up and stuff on here, yeah. I could show you cooking beans on top. I can't because it's in there, the kitchen. You watch Pluto TV? Oh, I don't know. Maybe my son knows about that. He probably does. If it's free, he'll know about it. Oh, good night, Susan. Oh, no, it's not Susan. He's going, is it? No. You're a grandma again. Ooh. Another little boy. Chili Relino. I don't know what that is, Chris. If it's chili, I probably won't like it. I only like my own chili because I don't make it too hot, but they put all sorts in. I don't like it. So you've got all boys, have you, Susan, with your grandchildren? Ours are all well, I say all girls. We've got one boy, but ours are all girls. I don't like spicy and hot. My stomach does not like hot and spicy. My IBS likes plain, bland. My IBS would love like rice pudding every day of the week. If it's got the remotest bit of spice or anything like that in it, my stomach doesn't like it. And I keep telling my son that. They made some dish the other day. It was something on TikTok. It was pork with, you cooked it with stuffing and pork, apples and something or other. And oh, I was up all night. My stomach did not like it. But Arian's going, don't be silly. We're fine. We're okay. Yeah. I've got medication for it, but hot spicy chocolate. I've just eaten my chocolate, which is far more than I usually ever do. I usually give up halfway through and I actually ate the whole bar, which is rare for me. I usually eat part of it. You've got boys and girls. No, we've got all good. One boy. One boy. We've got, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing one somewhere. There's 7, but there's only one boy. Yeah. Oh, I don't like dark chocolate at all. Ugh. Chili chocolate. Oh no, I accidentally put one of those in my mouth once. No, I don't like dark chocolate at all. I don't like that greens in it. It's supposed to be good for you. If you're diabetic, you're supposed to have dark chocolate. It's better for you. Well, you're not supposed to have any chocolate at all. But if you have chocolate, you're supposed to have one square. Who the heck eats one square? One square of dark chocolate. No. If there was only dark chocolate in the world, I wouldn't eat any of it. I'd give it up. The only dark chocolate I like are those after 8 mints. Don't mind that. Don't mind dark chocolate on an after 8 mint. Apart from that, no. No. You're a 3 square eater. I'm a nothing or a full bar eater. I don't usually eat the full bar like I did tonight, though. I'm cooling down a bit now. I've took my cardi off, yeah. Hmm. Oh, dearie me. It's good for people, yeah. But you're not supposed to have much of it, though. You're not supposed to have the whole bar like I do. Not dark chocolate, though. I don't like it. What, chili chocolate? Oh, no, Rick, no. I'd be a lot better if I liked healthy stuff. As I say, I don't eat a lot. You never see me with a great big meal. I don't eat a lot, but I eat wrong. I'll eat a tiny bit, but it'll all be wrong. I hold my hand up. I'm not one of these who says, I don't know why I'm big. I eat like a little bird. Yeah, eat like a hawk. Yeah. You see these people, don't you, on my £600 life? I don't eat much. No, you don't. You eat a full flipping pizza that's supposed to be for 4 people. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know whether I've got good traits or bad traits for Sagittarius, yeah. Oh, you're off to bed now, are you, Ruth? Okie dokie, night night. Sagittarian, the archer. We're supposed to like horses. Don't like horses. And we're supposed to be strong in the thighs and the legs, and I'm certainly not that either. I'm definitely a rooster in the Chinese year. Definitely a rooster. Oh, Sag, you've got weight gain here. Yeah, I was never. My ex-husband used to call me fat when I weighed like that. And he used to call me fat, and he gave me a complex. He called me fat, he called me ugly, he called me all the names under the sun. And for years and years, I believed him, and I was downtrodden and everything. And then when I was about 40, I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. Yeah. I look at photos of myself when I was in my 20s, I'm thinking, God, you weren't bad. You weren't bad, girl. I'm more like a rabbit. No, I'm not. I'm definitely a rooster. Yeah. You had a man like that. Controlling. Yeah. Control. That's what it's all about. Dare I say narcissistic? Yeah. I don't have the appetite of a horse, sadly. We go out for a meal and I can't. Oh, thank you. I hope you get your glasses on soon. We go out for a meal and I can't eat it all. Honestly, I can't. I feel mean, awful when people have paid for a meal and I can't eat it. Oh, I might be when I was younger. Because I've got the rabbit slippers. Oh, God, I've got the big polar bear slipper, you mean, the rabbit, yeah. The one that Gigi used to use as a bed, yeah. You're a rat. No, I'm definitely a rooster, sun up. The sun up and sundown roosters. I used to be a sun up. In other words, I used to get up very early. Always on the go, always on the move, yeah. I didn't quite have ADHD, but I was a bit a bit like that. And my brain was always thinking when I was younger. Now it's amazing how everything slows down. But it goes so slowly when you're slowing down that you don't realise it, do you? I used to be like a little whirlwind, yeah. I was, I'd be up doing my housework before I went to work. I'd have the washing on, I'd have it pegged on the line, I'd have the dinner and prepped, ready for the evening when I come in. And then I used to go to work, and then I'd come home at 6 o'clock, and then I'd start all over again. And in between, I used to knit on the knitting machine and crochet and do everything. And I don't know how I did it. I just don't know how I did it. Oh, Craft Angel, yeah, nighty night. Yeah, I used to be a complete and utter whirlwind. But I suppose inevitably, with old age, you slow down, don't you? It was my back that knackered me. I damaged my back when I was young, but it never, when I say it never bothered me, yeah, I got backache, yeah, whatever. But I used to work on and work through it. I was up and down the stairs. Oh, the stockroom was upstairs in the shop. up and down the stairs, up and down the ladder, up a great big 8-rung ladder, top of the world. Never bothered me at all. But then I sort of, when I slowed down, I went working at the job centre and I sat on my backside all day dealing with idiots. And that's when I started putting the weight on. Because I was probably eating the same and not working it off the same. I used to do belly dancing as well, and to keep fit to music. I know what water aerobics, used to do everything. Now I'm just a slug, I don't do anything. Get a Funko doll. Who would want to buy a Funko doll that looked like me? Give over. I used to be like that. Definitely pecking, rooster. I've always been the kind of person that irritates everybody else because I was so sunny and so bright. I used to wake up. And if you're not one of those kind of people, the ones who crawl out of bed and need 3 cups of coffee before the surface, I was the kind of irritating person that's wide awake, at 6 o'clock in the morning. I used to drive my son bonkers because he's just not like that at all. He just about surfaces and crawls out here. Yeah, but you have to be famous to get a Funko doll, Rick. I'm not famous. No, I'm not even infamous, am I? Yeah. I will never be a rising star. I will always be. I've had the same number of subscribers for about the last 4, 5 years. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, but they never go up and stay up. I'm just not one of the high flyers at all. I never will be, and I don't aim to be. I'm not going to start churning out videos one after the other and doing giveaways and buying a load of stuff just to boost my ratings, as they say. I'm just happy as I am, yeah. I'm happy, happy, happy. My mother used to always say I should be on the stage, yeah. Oh, you should be on telly. You should be. But yeah. I was on telly once. Once I was on telly. We were interviewed because we were doing a naked knitting calendar. The knit club and I, when I lived in Manchester. And I was like a deer in the headlights every time the camera come on me and every time anybody spoke to me, I was like, I was terrible on the telly. I used to freeze, absolutely freeze. I was rubbish. The girls I was with, luckily, they could doop, 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 and they never batted an eye. They just carried on. I just froze. I couldn't answer. I was just like, it's on YouTube somewhere. And I was terrible. Yeah. I have been on YouTube once and I'm there crocheting away there while they're talking to me. I was all right because I was crocheting there, you see. But I think if I'd have gone to the TV studios with my crocheting or my knitting, I probably would have been all right. I'd probably been crocheting away there while I, let him talk. But every time he spoke to me, and he goes, "Jan, what do you think?" I'm like, But, when I go to knit club and things like that, people say, "How would you manage to talk, for like 3 hours, Jan?" And I'm like, it's quite easy. I sort of built up to it, if you know what I mean. It's quite natural to me to switch on the video, the camera, and chat away there. It's quite natural to me. But I think it's because I can't see the audience, yeah. I know you're there, but you're not like, I can't see you like looking at me. Yeah. Or maybe I should put my weight back on again there, Rick. I used to be 3 stone heavier. Well, 3.5 stone heavier, actually, yeah. I was a big. If you look at my old videos, you'll see how big I used to be. I look at them and think, my goodness me. I couldn't. I mean, I used to be on stage when I was a kid. I used to do ballet dancing, tap dancing. I used to be on the stage. I used to do all sorts of things. I know no qualms whatsoever. Other kids would be in the wings, chucking up in a bucket and stuff. Never bothered me. Never bothered me. I used to go on stage and do all that. And maybe I'd be okay on stage if I was doing anything on stage. But it was just the thought that the TV cameras were all staring at me, and the thought that, like, and it was amazing how many people saw me. It went out about 8 o'clock in the morning as quite a live thing. And it was on some obscure TV channel. It's gone now. And it was amazing how many people said, "We saw you on telly last night, John. Saw you on the telly." And I'm like, I think it's good in a way, Rick, but I don't think it's good to praise anybody that's really, really overweight. It's like the reverse, isn't it? Why was I on the telly? I was being interviewed because we were doing a calendar for in aid of Christie Hospital, which is a cancer hospital. And we were doing a naked knitting calendar. In fact, I've got the calendar somewhere in the shed, which I will find one day. We weren't actually naked. We were like draped in shawls or something like that. But the fascination was because I was plus size, yeah. And people were saying, it didn't bother you to strip off because you were plus size? And I'm like, no, no. And we went on one program one time, and this guy said, I like Miss November, which was me, because she's so real. She's so natural. Because and she's got a lovely, lovely smile. And I was smiling, and I'm sort of naked apart from this shawl. I didn't give a hoot. So I was big, so what? But I don't like praising people who are slim, 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 because that gives people the wrong impression. But then again, I don't like praising people who are like my £600 life, these £1,000 sisters. I don't see why people praising them. I think, no, that's wrong. That's more or less saying it's okay to be that big. I'm just like think that I wish people would just know that curvy body sizes are fine. People who have things are fine. Yeah, anorexic, no, they shouldn't be praised for that. Yeah. You can be slim and be healthy. I would love to be slim and be healthy, but I don't want to be skinny, skinny. You know, I don't, I think it should be okay to be who you are. Yeah. Um, yeah, like you say, average. I don't think there's anything wrong with a girl who's a natural, curvy sized girl. She's not skinny, she's not fat, she's in the middle. And why should she be made to feel that she's not right? Just because the Kardashians they're all airbrushed anyway. You know, it should be okay to be who you are. You shouldn't get ostracized because your bottom's a bit big or your belly's a bit big or something like that. People should. I mean, you see all this airbrush, don't you? All these filters and all these girls with big trout lips and the great big fur eyelashes. And it's like catfish, isn't it? Those people who put all that makeup on and make themselves look 20 when they're about 72. It's just wrong. Yeah, Hattie Jakes, she was a big girl, but by God, she was well corseletted, wasn't she? She was, you know, I don't like fake people, and this is the trouble. It's all these celebrities are making money through being fake. And it's giving all the teenagers and all the 20-year-olds the wrong impression. That they think they are ugly. They think that they're not right because they don't look like the Kardashians or something. You found one of me. Yeah, but why is it always when you turn on Facebook, all you ever see is fake people, fake people. You know. No. If I had all the money in the world, I don't think I would want to go for facial surgery. I tell you what, I never liked those. That's just where that honey boo boo came from. Those pageants for little kids, 5-year-old kids, perms, makeup on, fake tans, dressed up like I don't know what, and I'm like, no, it's the mothers who are doing that. The kids don't want to do it. Yeah, it was a kind of girl. Yeah, documentary. There's 2 videos actually. Yeah, why would you do that to your daughter? You know. No, I would rather be a character actress. You know, there's not many of them about, is there now? You know, like Margaret Rutherfords of this world. You know that look natural. I get so fed up of seeing films where the actress in America is supposed to be 70 and she's been lifted, shifted, and whatnot, and she looks about 25. You know. And you're going, she doesn't look old. She's supposed to look old. She's somebody's grandma. You know, why don't she look like the grandma on the Waltons or something, you know? Or even Beverly Hillbillies. You know, Granny looked like Granny, didn't she, on there? You know, why does everybody in America... And they spoil themselves. They look like they've been in a wind tunnel, don't they? I don't know why they do it. You know, it's just... I look at them, you know, like then and now, people who are beautiful when they're in their 20s and their 30s. And you look at them now and you think, what have you done? I mean, in Britain, we've got Katie Price. She looks, sorry, Katie Price, but you look ugly. She looks ugly now. She's had so many facelifts and God knows what else. Fake teeth, fake whatever, fake boobs. She looks a mess. I don't know whether she thinks she's done that to look pretty, but she looks worse. She looks much worse than she ever did before. And you're like, stop, whoa, you know, enough. You know. Well, can you imagine what these women are going to look like? Yeah, Little Nora's got all the videos of me. Yes, they do. There I am. Oh, my mirror's just fell off the wall and gone down the side of the desk. I wonder what it was. It just came unstuck and just fell off. It's got little stickers, you know, suckers, and it was stuck on the wall and it's just gone down the back. My clock fell off the wall the other day. I'm having a falling off the wall day. I tried to hook it back on, and then the little hook has got a nail in. The hook fell off, but the nail went, don't know where. It's a sign everything's falling off the wall. At least I've had no orbs tonight, have I? There's been no orbs floating about. You fired or you tired? Which way, Jill? Are you fired or tired, Jill? Let me know. I've cooled down a bit. I'm not quite as hot, am I? Not quite as red. I was bright red before, Jill, because the fire was on and I was getting hotter and hotter, and I was getting a glow. I had to take my cardi off. Oh, you fired because you're late. Oh, right. Oof. Jill. It doesn't matter what time you come in, Jill, as long as you're here. That's all that matters. Yeah, exactly. Better late than never, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's when people don't come at all, we worry, you know. We wonder if you're okay. How are they doing, you know? If we haven't seen you for a week or two, are they okay, you know? Still in the land of the living, you know, things like that. But, yeah, Kaz has been missing because she's been poorly, but she's better now. Aren't you, Kaz? Well, I hope so. All right. Well, we'll see you again, hopefully. Anglesey. We'll see you again, hopefully. Chris has been cooking his dinner. He's been making chili something or other. So I always have to think when you put two fingers up which way you're putting them up, don't you? You know, the Winston Churchill way is okay, but the other way around is not quite as, you know, not quite so people friendly, is it, when you put it the other way around? Yeah. Just watch, that'll be my, what do you call it? You know, that, when you have that freeze frame. They always freeze frame me going, something like that. I think somebody in the editing thing in YouTube doesn't like me because they never give me a smiling face. They always got a book in front of my face or pulling a funny face. There was one where I had a finger up and I was actually going 1, 2, 3, but they freezed on when I had one finger in the air. And it looked like I was giving everybody the bird, you know. A thumbnail, that's it. I know you can choose your thumbnail, but I never bother. I'm not that pedantic, not whatever. I would like to learn how to edit though. Because tonight on my video, when I played it back, I actually said I was putting things on Etsy first of all, but then I changed it to eBay. So I would have liked to have written under like, oops, not Etsy, eBay, you know, but I can't do things like that because I'm stupid. I need a crash course in learning how to edit, but don't do things like that. They're all online and I can't follow them. You know, my friend's 11-year-old boy. He can do all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, but he can't help me because he's on an Apple Mac or something or other, and it's different completely to what I'm on. So he can't show me. It's a beggar when you have to get an 11-year-old boy to show you how to edit, isn't it? Yeah. I used to be able. I know, but mine loads automatically kind of thing, you know. By the time it's uploaded, my thumbnail's already there. I can go in and change it again, but I never do. Yeah. I can't even join two videos together, or I can't even put a still photograph in, or, you know. I used to be able to do a bit of sort of editing when it was on YouTube, but then YouTube got clued up and decided not to give it us for free, and they took it off. So now you're supposed to go and buy an editing software or go and find a free one, which people keep saying, oh, you just got to do this, you just got to do that. And I'm like, you know, when you go, la, 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 la. I'm past the age where things go in. If I had been brought up with a computer, I dare say I would know the ins and outs of it and stuff like that. But it was a typewriter when I was around. You learned how to type and do shorthand, you know. Can't remember any shorthand, but I was absolute rubbish at shorthand. It was all like squiggles and I couldn't read it back. You know, when I was squiggling, I couldn't read it back. But I had to do a shorthand typing course for when I worked at the bank because everything was typed in those days. So much easier now. Everything's the word processor and stuff like that. I mean, it used to be a nightmare if you made a typo, you know. You're still learning, I'd still be learning after 4 years, I tell you. I'm all right if somebody sat by my side, yeah. I'm a visual learner in the fact that if somebody sat with me and said, this is what you do, that is what you do, and I'm there with my little notepad taking little notes, yeah, I am great at that, yeah. But for somebody to say, oh yeah, you just go, you know, you just read it, it tells you on YouTube how to do it. I'm like, yeah. You know. Oh, I used to always have my nose in a book. Always, always. My mother used to say, God, when our Janet's got her nose in a book, she's just dead to the world. My mum would shout me, she'd talk to me, she'd do everything. But if I was reading, I was into this book. And, you know, I used to carry it around with me wherever I was going. I'd go to the bathroom with it. I would go everywhere with this book. And my mother used to have to physically take the book off me when I was getting in bed because I'd still be reading it, you know. And I'd be torch because she'd make me switch the light off. So I used to have my torch under the bed cover so she wouldn't see because she used to keep opening my door to see if I had the light on. You weren't allowed to shut your bedroom door in case you were reading or whatever. So I used to be under the bed covers with a torch. And she'd say, "You'll spoil your eyes. No, you'll need reading glasses." Well, I did anyway. "You'll need reading glasses. You spoil yourself, spoil yourself." Yeah, I always read. Read. I've read from being tiny, you know. In fact, my mother got shouted into the library one day because I'd gone back to take my books back to the library when I was a little kid. And she said, "I want to see your mum. I want to see your mum. Your mum's got to come up here." I thought. So I went back and I said, "She won't change my library book. She says you've got to come up." So my mum was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Have you chosen the wrong book? So what are you choosing? Have you been in the adult section?" I said, "No." So my mum went up to the library and the librarian said, "We're just checking that Janet actually does read these books. She doesn't take them out one day and bring them back the day after." And my mum goes, "Oh, no, she actually reads them." Yeah. If she takes 3 books out, like yesterday, she will have read them and take them back the following day. She will have read them. Yeah. So anyway, the librarian was all right with me after that. She let me change them whenever, willy nilly. You know, because I just used to sit and read, especially if it was raining and you couldn't play out. Because we lived in such a teeny, tiny little house that you couldn't really have your friends in to play like they do now. They've got a playroom and they've got whatever. All the kids can come and play. You know, you go to somebody's house and play. No, we lived in a 2 up, 2 down house. And there's no room for your friends to come in. Yeah. You know, you just couldn't. There was no room. You know, you're a retired librarian, yeah. I used to read everything. In fact, I got fed up because I lived in a small town, very small town, almost like a village. And the library was very limited, you know. So, in actual fact, she did give me permission to borrow some of the adult books on my junior tickets because she knew that I was actually reading them. Hi, baby. I mean, she vetted what I was reading in the adult section, don't get me wrong. It wasn't allowed just to get any old book out of the adults. But she used to let me, you know, borrow some of the adult books on my junior ticket, which wasn't really allowed, yeah. Um, so, yeah. And I used to have my grandma. I used to change my grandma's library books as well and choose for my grandma. So sometimes I would sneak some adult books out on my grandma's ticket because she wasn't reading at the time, you know, but don't tell anybody. So instead of getting 3 books, I'd actually get 4 or 5, yeah, because I have 2 on her ticket, yeah. And I'd come back with a pile like that. And my mum used to say, "Your grandma doesn't want to read that." And I said, "No, but I do." It's amazing. I still, if I'm in a reading frame of mind, I'll still read. I mean, you can see the top of my, oh, top of my, all those on the top are all fiction. I'm reading, I think it's Ellie Garside at the moment. I've read all of those, yeah. No, I do read the cartoons on Facebook, the ones with Andy Cap, yeah. I do read those. And Hagar the Horrible, is it called? They put them on. Oh, I read all the Enid Blyton books, and I used to love Swallows and Amazons. I always wanted to go and sail and be on a boat like the Swallows and Amazon, camp out on an island. And I also like Noel Stretfield, is it called Bally Shoes? I read that book. I had that one. But, I mean, I read the cover off of it because I liked it so much because I was into ballet back then, yeah. The Swallows and Amazons, I loved every single book of theirs. Yeah. You didn't do reading? Oh, you don't do reading now. I do reading now, but it's usually at the expense of everything else. If I start reading, then I'm in a reading frame of mind. I've not read any Harry Potters. I wasn't really interested in all that. I don't know why. I've just never been interested in Harry Potter. Just never wanted to read them. I like Strike. You know, that's J.K. Rowling's other books. Strike, he's called. He's a detective. He's actually been on the telly. There's a series of his Strike on the telly. I've read all of those. That was by J.K. Rowling, yeah. I haven't read the classics for a while. I read them all when I was at school, obviously, because I did English lit. Um, I love Agatha Christie. I read all of Agatha Christie's. I read all of A.A. Fair, which was like the Perry Mason. Um, what was the Perry Mason was somebody else, but the same person used to write under A.A. Fair, which was the same person as the person who wrote the Perry Mason. I read all the Perry Mason books long before he was ever on the telly. Yeah, I'm just trying to think who wrote them. Oh, May Gray. Yeah, actually, because I was doing French A levels, I used to read May Gray in French. Can't do it now, but I used to read the May Gray novels in French. Yeah, that was one of our things we had to do, and also Guy de Maupassant. We had to read that for part of our French lit. Um, yeah, Agatha Christie. I don't like horror at all. No, I like mysteries. I like whodunits and stuff like that. But horror, no, I'm just not into. No. I know I watch Alt Knots, and she calls herself a ghoul. She watches all these horror movies like Nightmare and stuff like that. No, 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 no. I've never subscribed to an audio book. Yeah, I have been knitting actually. I've just put it down because I've got to the armhole shaping and I didn't want to do it while I was watching. Um, you were substituting the library. No, we never really had a library at school. I think we did, but it was never any good. Yeah, the crime lady's here. Whee! I read all of was it Stephen King that used to do all those supernatural horror things? Don't know, it was Stephen King. Called The Fog and things like that. Was that Stephen King? I read all of those at one stage. They were all a bit creepy, weren't they? All hands coming out and everything like that. Yeah. I keep meaning to watch Joe's channel with their mysteries and stuff, with their crime novels, and I always miss it. Yeah. Was it Stephen King who did the Fog and things like that? Have I got the right author here? I know I read them all at one stage, but then I sort of went off them. Pet Cemetery, Stephen King. I watched one called something about a dog, and then there was like one called The Fog. I can't remember if it was Stephen King or not. You hate clowns. I'm not keen on clowns. I didn't like him in the circus. When we used to go to the circus when you were kids, your mum thought it was obligatory to take you to the circus. I never liked them. Never liked the circus though. I didn't like the animals, didn't like anything. But she used to take me because it was a dumb thing that you take your kid to the circus, don't you? But I was never keen on it. I never really liked it. Mm. But I didn't like to see the animals performing, especially the lions and the tigers. No, it's a good thing as well, Rick. I never liked it anyway. I never liked seeing the animals being whipped and clobbered and, yeah. No, not for me. They used to have a circus, I believe, well, at Blackpool here, where they used to take the elephants and that onto the beach. Before my time, of course. I didn't watch any of that. They used to have a zoo at Blackpool Tower. I remember going and looking at the monkeys, and one of them beat all over this woman that was stood in front. Yeah. Oh, the Cirque du Soleil. Yeah, I've watched that on the telly. I mean, that's just people, isn't it? It's not animals. Yeah, that's just like high wires and people dangling off things. I mean, that is spectacular. It's more like ballet, isn't it? They're all humans, aren't they? Yeah. It's more like ballet on a high wire, isn't it? The Cirque du Soleil. Yeah. No, I never liked the clowns. I didn't think they were funny when they used to ride around in them cars going, you know, throwing water over each other. And then pretending to throw water in the audience, and it used to be paper, didn't it? Who wrote The Fog, though? Was it Stephen King or what? I can't think, Jill. You probably know more than I do. He was the person to read at one stage. I can't think who it was who wrote them. I don't know where I'll I prefer like the wildlife sanctuaries rather than a zoo, you know, where the animals are running around and stuff like that. They're not in cages or anything like that. I don't like them being called a zoo anymore. They usually call them safari parks over here now. In other words, they're roaming around. I mean, they've got fences around them, but you know, they don't look as though they've got fences around them because they've got like fields and things that they wander around in, yeah. So they're not like in a cage where they're pacing up and down like they used to be in the old fashioned zoos. That used to be awful. You used to see a lion or a tiger, and it was a little squidgy little cage pacing up and down, pacing up and down. I mean, when you're looking back now, you think, oh, poor sod, it must have been so depressed. James Herbert, I knew you'd come through for me, Jill. James Herbert, yeah, I read all of his books. They used to scare the living daylights out of me. Yeah, I couldn't go to a rescue sanctuary. I'd be bringing all the animals home. I've only got to see the pictures of the dogs and the cats on Facebook, and I want to adopt them all, you know. If ever I was a billionaire or whatever, I'd have all the cats and the dogs and everything. I'd be adopting them all, yeah. I love watching that. Is it called Little Dog's Big Guy? When he has about 30 chihuahuas he looks after. I mean, they're all got health issues. You know, he doesn't have any healthy, you know, kind of chihuahuas. He takes on the ones that, you know, their tongues are hanging out, they've got dental problems, they have epileptic seizures, they're old, they've got legs that are wonky and stuff. And he takes them all in and looks after them, gives them a happy life until sadly, he loses quite a lot of them because they are elderly or they've got medical issues. But they love him so much, you know, they're all running up to him and dancing all over him, and he kisses them all and loves them all. And I always think, oh, you know, that's what I'd love to do. Love to have all these little chihuahuas all running around me. He's at the vet nearly every day with one or the other of them, you know, because they've got dental issues. He has two of them. I think they've got that cerebella thing where they go around in circles or they can't stop moving, you know. One of them, they have to hold him while he eats his dinner because they hold him like that so he can actually eat his dinner without going round in a circle or something like that. Yeah. You know, they do look after them, I will say that, yeah. Oh, when the dog's home caught fire in Manchester, yeah, that was terrible. I mean, some local people did manage to get some of the dogs out, but most of them, they didn't get them out. And that was arson. That was really horrible. And I don't think they ever caught anybody for it. But I cannot understand the mentality of somebody setting fire to a dog's home, burning all those animals. you know. I mean, they managed to save a few, didn't they? But nothing like the amount of dogs they had in there. The only good thing that came out of it was they built a much better dog's home with better cages, better whatever, better facilities. But who in their right mind would set fire? It's like when you see people who are slashing horses in fields or, yeah, better cages to, well, the dogs, we're talking about rehoming stray dogs, yeah. Um, yeah, they should set fire to them. You're going to Hoover before you catch fire. Why have you got that much dust, Joe? I'm sure you don't. I'm still waiting for you to come and sort my shed out. I haven't been out there yet. It's so cold, Jill. So cold. Yeah. It was on Facebook. Somebody, quite local, they found a cat and they thought it had been run over. So they take it to the vets and that. And it had been shot 3 times with pellets in its head. And I'm like, oh, who's so nasty to do that? Many years back when our Buster was alive, um, somebody shot, luckily it lived, somebody shot a cocker spaniel in the clough, yeah. Mm. Oh, I've got loads of empty totes because I emptied them, Jill. I emptied them. I put my jumpers all on rails. So they're all on rails. But I've still got the 3 bags from the craft show. I didn't put them out. They put them out and put them down. So I need to empty those and put them in places. And I need to sort out some more yarn. I'm putting some more yarn on eBay. I've got too much. So I just need to do that. But tomorrow, oh, Maeve Binchy, yeah, I've read a load of hers as well. I don't like Catherine. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. I don't like Catherine Cookson though. She's all the same. Poor woman who's pregnant or something gets thrown out of a family she's ovulating about. It's always a tale of woe and destruction, isn't it? I just don't like Catherine Cookson at all. But Maeve Binchy, she's okay. Oh, it's Mima going. Good night. Good night. Andy is waiting. Goodbye. Oh, you love Catherine Cook. I don't. They're always dreary. They're always from a poor little home and get thrown out, aren't they? And, or they're pregnant and they get thrown out or something, and they're living in a hedgerow or something. No, I don't like Catherine Cookson. And she's always on the telly. Her films are always on the telly. I don't know why. In an afternoon, Catherine Cookson. I'm like, no, don't want to. Don't want to. Barbara Taylor Bradford. She's kind of a bit Catherine Cookson-ish, isn't she? No, I prefer murder mysteries. I really do. Yeah. Oh dear. I'm going to sleep now. I think I'm going to go to bed boat. I've been on 3 hours, so I think it's time for me to say good night to everybody. Because I need to get up tomorrow. I need to take photographs of my wall. Even my camera's charged up. Need to do that. Need to put my knitting away before Rosie decides to chug around the garden, dragging it behind her. I tell you, I never liked Jackie Collins. Yeah, charged my camera up. Yeah, I never liked Jackie Collins. No, they were always called Lucky and somewhat stupid, weren't they? And she was never my favourite. The stud and stuff like that. Oh, Right, whoever wanted to know what I was knitting, that was what I was knitting. And I'm just going to put it away now. Righty ho, I'm going to go to Hobbies. Oh, goodness sake, Janet, what are you doing? I've got to find my mirror because it's dropped down. At least I've done a bit of knitting, even though I'm supposed to be crocheting, but I forgot where I'm up to with my crocheting, to be quite honest. I need to put it on the mannequin and find out where I am. I've got to see, I'm doing shaping. I'm doing it myself, as you know what I mean. And yeah, I'll send you a message, Kaz, about what we were talking about before. I'll send you a message before you go to bed. And so I shall speak to you all very, very soon. Bye now. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Bye now.